Greetings. I'm here enjoying a lovely late August evening here in the mountains of Oregon. Stopped off at a little campground for the night and found it's not a bad little place to be. Underneath these big giant pines, some of them really beautiful, beautiful fellow. Covered in old man's beard and lichens and moss. Oh, really good stuff, just draped with it. That's a little horse camp situated between the cities of John Day and Burns. And you're out here in this beautiful pine forest setting. There was no one here, so I thought I'd just go ahead and take advantage of it. There's no cell service, but it was $8 a night, and I had the place to myself, so what the heck. May not have any horses, but my dogs are tired, so I'm going to rest them at least. I would imagine during certain seasons this place would be packed with a lot of people, but it's nicely spread out. You have, maybe a dozen or so sites, and you don't have your neighbor right on top of you, which is, excuse me, quite appreciated. Of course, you have the standard amenities. You've got your concrete picnic table, fire ring, and beautiful forest setting. It's very quiet once the traffic stops. You are right next to the highway, but you are on the pavement. I had a perfectly level slab to park on. I didn't have to do too much leveling. That was appreciated. There's water, but without cell service, for $8 a night, I think it's worth the price, and it fits the bill. There are amenities, of course, for the horse people. You've got your paddocks or little corrals to keep your horses in, and there's hitching posts just all over the place. I can't imagine somebody having a bad time horse camping out here unless it was just bad weather. But there's a few little interesting things to kind of look at as you poke around through here. This was a kind of a funny thing right next to the campsite. Somebody stuck this into the ground, so you actually have a little place to sit, which is kind of neat. So I thought, I'll take a little sit here. What the heck? Take in this wonderful evening. It's so quiet when there's no cars. Just peaceful. Gotta love that. The campground goes way through those trees over there. Somebody had pulled in. I thought they were going to camp, and I could barely even see them over there. It's a fairly expansive campground for how few sites there are, but you can see the size of some of these logs. There are some big, big pine trees, and there used to be some, and this is always an interesting thing to see. It's where a tree had burned, and you can see where the roots burned down into the ground. So there's sort of a root fire, and so that used to be a tree. There would be a stump there, but there's nothing there anymore, and this is kind of the fascinating sort of inverse of a tree. I've seen these, all through the forest. I'm sure you have if you go tripping around. And they make, I'm sure, awesome little homes for critters. And it almost looks like somebody's making their home right in there. And I wouldn't blame them if they did. It's a ready-made home for little chipmunks and things like that. But, there's yarrow and stuff growing around. It's really pretty. But I was going to follow around and see what kind of wildlife there was. And I saw plenty of deer tracks and sign. But just through this little island here, this is just a loop. There's concrete. You can see pavement. As I was walking past this gigantic stump, I mean, that thing is literally almost waist high. That's a big one. Following some sign through here. Something. Maybe somebody's doggy pooped there. This looked like the way through. And I went, who was sneaking around through here? Yeah. Thought I just saw a deer sign. I didn't find any deer. But what I did find is something that horrifies yours truly in a very, very severe way. But they're also really cool to find. And that is a forest anthill. Oh, that is horrifying. And of course, me and my bare feet, I'm going, oh my goodness, where's the main trail? It looks like it's over here somewhere, so you kind of just watch where you're walking, try not to step into them. You can get pretty close. I'm getting close. I get a nice close view of millions of ants. Oh my goodness. Before they, there's one getting on me already. That's enough for me. So, as you can see, there's some interesting little things to discover out here in the forest, even just poking around next to the campsite. And I think I'm going to get away from all these gigantic ants and get back into my campsite and enjoy some more of this beautiful, beautiful forest evening. It's great stuff. Love the smell of the pines, love the way the bark looks. Love the peace and the quiet. And I want to thank you very much for joining me to take a look at a little bit of it. The pine forests of Oregon. To enjoy this beautiful, beautiful setting. It's just great. Lovely August weather. And as you saw earlier, as always, millions of ants.